Hello everyone, I'm back. I'm Ketley from the Strategy Room. Welcome. Remember last week we talked about the temporarily misguided employee, because I don't like that term, difficult employee. So temporarily misguided employee suggests that we can do something about the situation. You know what I mean? It's only temporary. So we talked about the temporarily misguided employee. And the first step was schedule a meeting and prepare. So are you ready to jump into this meeting and let's get this thing done? Of course you are. But before we do that, I need to know how you're doing. How is your day? Right. Okay. I think I'm hearing good, and I think I'm also hearing not so good. That's okay if it's not so good, because remember, problems only come to pass and not to stay. So get what you need out of the situation and then let it go and let it move along, right? So anyway, let's get into it. Okay, now before the meeting, I need you to woosah. I need you to relax, take a breather, and assume the confidence that everything will go well. Speaking of confidence, I have a joke for you. I have a sister, right? Her confidence is like on steroids. I asked her to go to a business house with me to do some business. And so she said, okay, no problem, come and pick me up. I went to pick this girl up. She had on a sundress that was sun-drenched, so you know it was faded, flip-flops, and a big old hat. And of course, her feet were ashy because she was working in her yard. So I said, are you ready? She said, yes, I'm ready. Let's go. But I said, you don't want to do clean up? She said, no, let's go. Truth be told, I was a little embarrassed, but I couldn't tell her, so I had to go along with the program. But anyway, she jumped in the car with me and we went to the bank. Now, I have been in banking and finance for 30 years. So you could imagine that I know a lot of people, right? Okay. So I went into the bank, and the first person I met is somebody I knew. She said, hi, KB, how you doing? And then she noticed that my sister was just next to me, and she turned to my sister and she said, is that your mother? Listen, I froze. I didn't know what to say, but my sister came to her rescue. She jumped up and she said, no, no, no. She said confidently with her shoulders squared and her chin up. She said, no, no, no. I'm not her mother. I'm her grandmother. So you know what the girl said? She said, oh my goodness, you look so good. You look so good. Oh my goodness. And she called everybody from the back, come and see. This woman is this woman's grandmother. And everybody like, oh my goodness, you look so good. And my sister just, basking in the breeze. So after I left, we left the building. I'm like, girl, what is it with you? She said, you make people see what you want them to see. So you were concerned of how I look. I wasn't concerned, because I know what I portray is what people take, and then they respond to me based on what I give them. So, for me, that was a confidence lesson. So let me tell you, that was something that day I laughed so much. But anyway, let's get into it. Okay, the first thing we're going to do when they come in and have that seat, they're going to be a little tense, so we want to make them feel a little comfortable. So the first thing we're going to do is compliment them. Everybody's a sucker for compliment, right? I know I am a sucker for compliment. So you compliment them on their work or their parents, and be genuine about it, because people know when you're not telling the truth. They know, when you're not genuine about what you're saying. So for instance, you can compliment them on what they're wearing, or you could compliment them on what they would have done that week or that day in the workspace, in the work environment. For instance, if they maybe helped a customer and you like the way they did it, you make a big deal about it and you tell them about how you so appreciate how they handled that situation, and it's amazing. Make a big deal out of it. Make them feel good. And as you begin to talk about their achievements, then you're going to see them, relaxing a bit, because they would know then that it's not going to be a hostile meeting, but it's an encouraging meeting and a meeting for them. Okay. So, of course, you have to reiterate what the meeting is all about. Of course, the meeting is about talking about the next level up and what needs to be done to get there. Now, remember, you should have prepared, right? From the last video, we talked about preparing. So you know what the next step is, right? So let's say, for instance, that person is just a salesperson and the next position is a sales supervisor. So you would say, yes, Sally, the next position is sales supervisor according to your development plan. Let me tell you what is expected and what is the requirements, and you go ahead and you talk about the key points about the position, what is expected, and then you ask them, are you up for the task? Oh, of course they're going to say, yes, I'm up for the task. And then, so you let them comment, let them have that opportunity to talk, and I assure you, they're not going to talk about what their shortcomings are. They're going to try and convince you why they're ready for the job and what they're willing to do to go to the next level. So you may hear them say something like, oh yes, I'm ready for the job. I'm up to the task because I did this at school and I'm enrolled in this course and the next, and my sales figure was through the roof. They're going to tell you everything that has to do with what their achievements are, but they're not going to talk about what their shortcomings are, right? And so that's where you come in, but you have to, subtly move it in and have that conversation. So after they would have, expressed themselves and convinced you that they're up for the task and they're ready to do whatever's necessary to go to the next level. So now they're open. They're now open to receive from you. So you assure them, yes, listen, I am 100% sure that you can handle this position. This is one of the reasons why I have you in the office, because I know you can do it. I've observed you, I've seen some of your work ethics, and I think that you're perfect for this job. But, we want to talk about some things that we need to do to get you ready for this job. And so I want to talk to you about some of the observations that I've had, and so we can, talk about it and see what we can do about them on the way forward. So let's say one of the examples would be tardiness. So you'd say, so one of the observations I have is that you're having difficulties being on time. So could you tell me a little about that? Could you tell me maybe what could be causing it? Maybe we can come together and, have a solution. And they will go on and they'll tell you every reason why they're late. And they'll go on and on and on. And maybe sometimes, at least for me, in my experience, sometimes for the most part, when you allow them to go on and you continue to nod, so I understand, you let them go on and on and on, don't interrupt. At the end of it, they're going to say, well, I know I can do better. And that's also an open door. So when they open that door, you jump in. So what can we do? What can we do to make it better? Because I want to let you know something. Being a supervisor, you become a mirror. You become a standard. Whatever you do, your team members will do. Whatever you don't do, your team members will not do. So you are an example. So when you take on the position as a leader, there are some sacrifices you have to make. So your life is not really your own kind of way. So you have to live an example. So you have to be on time in order for your team to be on time. And of course, my vision for you is not just supervisor. I want you to become a manager someday, maybe CEO. And so this is the opportunity for us to tighten up on some of the things and, put ourselves in the position to move on to the next level. Then whatever else you want to talk about, you could use that opportunity to talk about it. And after each challenge, I need you to give them an opportunity to explain to you why that could be happening. And then I need you to listen really intently, because it's in that rant or those comments when they're, expressing themselves, you hear a lot of things. And as you listen, because they have the freedom to talk, because you're not judging and you're not giving them a hard time, the space is a really good space. So as they continue to talk, you take mental notes, you take physical notes if you have to, because you're going to need this to put the development plan together. So after you have the conversation with the different points and they agree with you, yes, I agree, I have this challenge, I'm willing to work with you. And so it's then that you schedule the next meeting, said, okay, with all the information I have here, I'm going to send you an email with a recap of everything we talked about. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to come together with a plan, formulate a plan, and then we're going to sit. I want you to, based on the email I gave you, think of some ways that we can put this together so we can get you ready for the next level. And then you schedule a next meeting for you to come together, reconcile your plan, and come up with one plan that both of you agree on, right? So you got to remember that once you get an employee involved in planning their development or their future or what have you, they take ownership and responsibility of it. So it's very, very important that you don't do it. Allow them to do it. And through the whole meeting, please make sure they have the feeling or they are convinced that it's all about them and not you. Okay? And when you close the meeting, make sure you close it strong and make sure it's positive. But if you want to get some kind of like temperature as to how it went, you would ask them this question. So, was this meeting beneficial to you? And once you say that, then they will talk about how they're so happy that they had an opportunity and they're excited. And then you jump in and you share in that excitement too. And you said, I am so excited. I am so excited for you. I'm so excited with you. And I can't wait to get you ready for the next level. Okay? So schedule the next meeting for the follow-up. Don't forget to do that, please. Because in the next video, we're going to do some exercises, and we're going to talk about how we're going to nurture that budding relationship, that new relationship, so that can blossom into something bigger and better. Okay? So let me be the first to congratulate you on your first successful meeting with a TME. You did great. I know you did great. So you're going to send me an email. My email address is the strategy room. That's the strategy room, because I'm an island girl. The strategy room at gmail.com. Let me know how it went, but congratulations. So guess what? I have a gift for you. I know you're going to like this. So I didn't tell you how my day was, right? So, it's a holiday and all, so it's all about the beach. So I went on the beach today for a walk, and it was so beautiful. The waves are crashing in, and I thought about you. So what I did is took a little video clip of what I saw, and it was so soothing, and I'm hoping that it'll soothe you too. So you could probably use it and watch it before you take your meeting, It's really, really good. Take a look, take a listen. But before I go, if you found that these videos are very helpful to you, I want you to like, subscribe, and share. Do all that YouTube-y stuff so somebody else can also have the benefit of this information, okay? But anyway, until next time, see you later. Enjoy the video.